Hey, let's look at one of the more tricky algebra topics for students, and that is solving a logarithmic equation. And I think there's lots of factors for this. The first thing is logarithms take a bit of time to wrap your head around. The notation's not very friendly. How do you undo logs? You have to use logarithm laws to put logs together when you want to solve these equations. Lots of pieces to this puzzle, but I'm going to do my best to do several examples to give you the idea of how to think about this process and how to solve these efficiently. So the first thing I want to do is remind you of how to undo a log. And so if you have log base 3 of x and you want to undo that, much like, if you, let's say you have the cube root of x. How would you undo that? Well, for the cube root of x, you would simply raise it to the third power. The third power cancels the cube root, and of course that gives you x. To undo a log base 3 in particular, you have to use an exponential in base 3. So I'm going to turn this log into an exponent on an exponential of base 3. So this is read as 3 to the power of log base 3 of x. This entire log is now an exponent. And because the exponential base and the log base 3 match, they cancel and give us x. So this is the property we'll be using to get rid of logs when we see them in equations. I'm not going to recall all the logarithm laws for you here, but you will also be solving log equations where there are multiple logs. And the general idea in that case is to put all the logs together and then undo the single log. Okay, let's get going with examples. So we'll solve this equation, log base 2 of x equals -4. And the good news here is the log is isolated. You always want to isolate one log, okay? Because you can undo one log. That's already done here. So to get rid of the log base 2, I'm going to apply a base of 2 to the left side. But by knowing how to solve equations, we have to keep it balanced by doing a base of 2 on the right side also. So I've got 2 to the power of log base 2 of x equals 2 to the power of -4. And on the left side, we get the cancellation, so we have x. And then 2 to the -4th power, well, 2 to the 4th power is 16, so 2 to the -4th power is 1/16. It's also important because we can't take logs of 0 or negative numbers. So when you solve a log equation, you better make sure that you don't violate that input to a log. So 1/16, if I plug it in for x, I have a log base 2 of a positive number. So this guy checks out just fine. Okay, let's try another one. How about log base 2 of the argument 7x plus 2 equals 4? Again, the log is isolated, so we can go ahead and undo it by applying a base of 2 again in this case. And if I do a base of 2 on the left side, I have to do a base of 2 on the right side. So after canceling on the left, we get 7x plus 2. And on the right, 2 to the 4th power is 16. Now we simply get x by itself by subtracting 2 and dividing by 7. So 14 divided by 7 is 2. And once again, if I plug 2 in for x, I get log base 2 of 16. 16 is positive, so this x value works just fine. Let's solve the natural log of x plus the natural log of x minus 6 equals the natural log of 7x. We have natural logs everywhere. Now, the way to undo a natural log is by applying an exponential in base e, because a natural log is base e. And I could apply a base of e right now. And on the right side, it would be fine because it's e to a single natural log. But I don't want to apply a base of e on the left side because I've got a sum of natural logs, and that doesn't cancel like we want. So what I want to do first is I'm going to leave the right side like it is because I can cancel that natural log of 7x just fine. But I want to combine these logarithms using my log properties. Addition turns into multiplication. So I'm going to multiply x by x minus 6, giving me x squared minus 6x as my new argument. And now I have a single log on the left side and a single log on the right side. I can kill both birds with one stone by applying a base of e on both sides now. So I have x squared minus 6x equals 7x. And this is a quadratic equation because of degree 2. So I need to get 0 on one side. So I'll subtract 7x over. And then I can factor the left side by pulling out an x. And I can say that x has to be 0, or x minus 13 has to be 0, which means x would be 13. So I get two possible solutions here. Now I just have to make sure that both of these work with the arguments of the logs in the original equation. And I can see that if I want to plug 0 in for x, I'd have the natural log of 0 here with this first log, and I can't take a log of 0. So I already know 0 is not going to work. But if I plug in 13 for x, this argument x is 13, which is positive. 13 minus 6 is 7, which is positive. And 7 times 13 is positive. So 13 is a valid solution to this equation. Let's try another one with multiple logs. How about log of x plus 3 minus log of x plus 2 minus 2 equals 0. Now in this case I have multiple logs, but I also have a term that's not a log. And so generally when you get things like that, you want to separate the types of terms. So I'm going to move my 2 over to the right, and I'm going to combine the two logs here on the left into a single log. Well, when I subtract logs, that gives me division in my argument. So I get log of x plus 3 over x plus 2 equals 2. And now because I have a single log over here with no other terms, I can cancel this log out by applying a base, an exponential base of, well, log is base 10 when there's no base written. But if I apply a base of 10 on the left, I have to apply a base of 10 on the right as well. So I end up with the fraction x plus 3 over x plus 2 after canceling equals 10 squared, which is 100. Now the log's gone, I can use basic algebra to solve. So I'm going to multiply both sides by x plus 2 to cancel this denominator, giving me x plus 3 equals 100x plus 200. Then I'm going to get my x terms together, so I'll subtract x over from my 100x, giving me 99x. And I'll subtract 200 over from my 3 to give me a negative 197. And if I divide both sides by 99, I get negative 197 over 99. Well, this is a little bit less, it's like negative 1 point something. If I plug that in for this x and add 3, negative 1 point something plus 3 is positive. Negative 1 point something plus 2 is positive. So this is, even though this is a negative x value, it's a valid solution to the equation because the arguments are positive. Okay, let's keep going here with another example. Let's try solving log of x plus 11 equals log of x plus log of 11. I can see that I could undo the log on the left, so I'm going to leave him like he is, but on the right, I'm going to combine the two logs so that I can undo that single log. And addition becomes multiplication when I combine into a single log, so I get x times 11, which is just 11x. I've got a single log equals a single log, so I'll knock them both out with a base of 10, because this log is base 10. And I simply get x plus 11 equals 11x. Now all I have to do is get x by itself, so I'll subtract this x over to the right, giving me 10x, and that equals 11. And then finally divide by 10, and I get x equals 11 tenths. And if I plug it in, it makes all the arguments positive, so it checks out. Okay, one final example. Let's look at 2 times log base 3 of x equals log base 3 of 4 minus x plus log base 3 of 2. So on the left I have a single log, but it has a coefficient, so I can't undo it the way it sits. So the first thing I'm going to do is use the log law that tells me to make that coefficient an exponent on x. So I have log base 3 of x squared now, which I can undo with a base of 3. On the right side, I need to combine these logs, so I can undo the single log, and I'll combine them with multiplication. So if I multiply 4 minus x by 2, it turns into 8 minus 2x. Now I can get rid of my logs by applying a base of 3 on both sides. And so I'm left with x squared equals 8 minus 2x. This is a polynomial equation, so I'll get 0 on one side, and I'll put all my terms in descending order on the left. So I'll add 2x, I'll subtract 8, leaving 0 on the right. And luckily this guy factors as x plus 4 times x minus 2. So for x plus 4 to be 0, x would have to be negative 4. And for x minus 2 to be 0, x would have to be 2. And now I just check that these don't ruin my arguments in the original equation. Unfortunately, negative 4 does, because log base 3 of negative 4 doesn't exist. Can't take a log of a negative. But if I plug 2 in for all the x's, the arguments are all good. So x equals 2 is the solution to this logarithmic equation. This was the first one where we saw we had to deal with the coefficient law for logarithms, so I thought I'd throw that in there. And I hope you see now how to move the logarithms around, combine them, and use exponentials to get rid of them.